Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys doing on this thankful Thursday? Yes, thankful Thursday. How y'all feeling? I'm feeling good, y'all. You know, this weather, still a little bipolar, but honey, I'm not gonna complain because I would rather for it to be not too hot, not too cold, but just right, where you got a little warmth, but you got a little cool breeze with it too. I can deal with that. But when it get too hot, and first of all, I gotta cut this air on. I didn't to have on my air. I pay about a hundred and maybe 80 something dollars, right, a month, and I'm just like, y'all so expensive. Y'all are so expensive, and I have my air now. I have it on like 75 because I can't remember the average they tell you to have it at, but I have it set at 75 when I know it's gonna be like 85 or higher. But if it's gonna be like 83, 84 below, and it's gonna be a little cool, I have it off. Because I'm trying to save money. I'm not trying to give Mid American, Alliant, and all these people my money. Like, seriously. It's like you work just to pay your bills. I don't, God did not create me to live. God did not create me to live that way. Anywho, but y'all, this is the day that the Lord has made, okay? Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Yesterday is gone. It's gone, y'all. We'll never see it again. And today is a new day. This is a new day that Jesus has made. You know what I'm saying? A new day. Y'all, we've never seen it before and we'll never see it again. I'm just saying. And we know that tomorrow is not promised, so we're not going to worry about tomorrow. Let's focus on today. All right. Devotion on today, the title is No Excuse to Stay Where You Are. No excuse to stay where you are. Scripture is Numbers 4:27, and it says, "You shall assign to them as their responsibility all they are to carry." You shall assign to them as their responsibility all they are to carry. Um, and so in this scripture, in the Bible, it was talking about God was speaking to, was it Moses? Um, I'm trying to think of, hold on. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I hate when I get stuck. Um, no, I believe he was speaking to Aaron. Yes. No, he was speaking to Moses when he was giving Moses the like the responsibilities of the clans. You know, the all the ites that look that y'all not gonna have me screwing up these generational names. The Gershonite, the Gershonite. I think that's how you pronounce it. Because it said, and the Lord spoke to Moses. The Lord said to Moses. The Lord said to Moses, record the names of the members of the clans and families of the Gershonite division of the tribe of Levi. And so he was giving them the responsibilities of the house of Aaron, you know, the tabernacle, to serve, what to do to serve in the tabernacle that they built. All these ites, I'd be like, I ain't saying that. I'd be skipping when I read when I read the Bible. I'll skip over. I'd be like the ite And then I keep going. Because I'm not gonna, no. So she says one of the biggest problems in society today is that people don't want to take responsibility for their lives. And that's the truth. They want quick fixes. Society has trained them to believe that if they have problems, somebody else is responsible. Their parents are responsible. Their spouses are responsible. Their schools or employers are responsible. Taking responsibility for our actions and choices is often hard to do, but it is vitally necessary if we want to enjoy the good life Jesus wants us to have. I'm not saying you are responsible for the current state of your life. Lots of uncontrollable events occur in our lives. Sometimes we get poor training in childhood. Sometimes we have bad people in our lives that hurt us. The situation you find yourself in may or may not be your fault, but it is your fault if you take it lying down. That just says something to me. You do not have to stay in that bad situation. You get to make a choice, and that choice is 100% yours. No matter how you got to where you find yourself today, don't let it be an excuse to stay where you are. I had many excuses and reasons for my poor health, my bad attitude, and unbalanced life. As long as I offered excuses, I never made progress. Taking responsibility for where we are is a must in making progress. Perhaps you did not get a good start in life, but you can have a good finish. If you have a bad habit of making excuses instead of taking responsibility, today is the day to change. Trust in Him. Ask God to help you see an area of your life where you can take responsibility to make a positive change. And this is so good. You get to make a choice. God did not give us free will for nothing. He did not give us free will for nothing. It's a you get to make a choice, and that choice is 100% yours. Again, this is like self-explanatory. Like the other day, I had to make a decision, right? And sometimes the decision, the choice that you need to make, sometimes is the hardest. But it's necessary for you to make that decision. You know what I'm saying? Because, like the other day, which I'm not going to get into detail, but I had someone, in my life that just, I started to notice like disrespect, right? And sometimes I get caught off guard because I'm like, Lord, like I'll feel my blood boil. And I'm like, Lord, okay, now back in the day, bing, 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 back in the day, I'm like, but now that I have Christ, I have to kind of like pause. And I have to ask God, how do you want me to deal with this situation? Because my flesh is telling me to catch him by the throat and squeeze hard. But I know that's not Christ-like. So I'm like, Lord, what do you want me to do? And so the decision that I had to make was I had to remove myself from them. And to be honest, that was the hardest thing to do. It sent me in tears. It really did. Because I felt my thoughts were like, you know that saying they say, you love the ones that hate you, but then you hate the ones that love you. And that's how it felt. It's like, after all that I've sacrificed, like why am I get in this tree? I didn't do anything. But because of the decisions that they were making, these bad decisions, was forcing my hand to say, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't have to be a part of that. And guess what? I'm going to remove myself. Now you feeling some type of way towards me. You don't want to talk to me. When I try to talk to you, you don't want to say nothing. You avoid me at all costs. What? I don't get it. But I had to make the decision for me to remove myself. I have to protect my heart. I have to protect my peace. And if you don't see where you went wrong, baby, I'm not going to persuade you. I'm just going to remove myself. And I have to pray that God will show you where you went wrong in hopes that you'll make things right. But guess what? It's not on me if you don't. And trust me, that was the hardest decision that I had to make. Sometimes the hardest decision we have to make is cutting people off. Those who we grew up with, or those who we've been in relationship with for so long. And I mean, to be honest, because sometimes where God is taking us, they can't go anyway. Or where God is taking us, the way who they are today, it's going to affect where I'm going. So we need to separate so that God can deal with you while I'm still growing. And then in hopes that when God is done with you, when I get to where I'm going, you'll be able to rejoin. But my plans are not God's plans, and my ways are not his ways. You know, I take responsibility for my actions. It'd be hard because I'd be like, dang, that's not something I want to admit, but I told God I want to always be humble before him. I want to always be righteous. I don't want to be self-righteous. So I admit my faults real quick. I admit my mistakes. I confess my real quick. Get it off of me. Because I know how God feels about the proud. It says God opposes the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. So I want to remain humble in my Father's eyes. Because I'm not living for people. I'm living for him. And so that means, like, if I got to cut you out of my life, trust me, I may kick and scream and cry about it like, Daddy, why? But if my daddy says it's necessary, I got to do it. Because maybe that cut is necessary again for God to deal with that person and humble that person. You know? And so again, you get to make a choice. The situation you find yourself in may or may not be your fault, but it is your fault if you take it lying down. And I was not going to continue to take the disrespect lying down. I got 3 boys here with me, and I'm not going to sit here and allow my boys to watch me get disrespected and they think that's okay. No, it's not okay. Because I'm always telling my boys, you have to be careful how you treat people. You have to be careful how you treat people. And then my mom used to say, never burn a bridge, because you never know when you may need to cross back over. So no matter how you got to where you find yourself today, don't let it be an excuse to stay there. Take responsibility for where you are, because it's a must in making progress. It's a must. Mm. So ask God to help you see an area of your life where you can take responsibility so you can start making that positive change. Whether it's your fault or not. Take responsibility for your life, for you. Nobody else is going to do that. Ain't nobody else going to take responsibility for you. You have to take responsibility for you. Adulting is hard, but baby, somebody got to do it. So why not it be you? I pray that you got something from this devotional today. I know I did. I always get something. Every day I always get something new because it helps me first. It helps me first. And I always tell God to use me, and he does in a mighty way. Because I know there's some things, I know there's some other things in my life that I got to take responsibility for, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I have no choice. If I want to be all who God has created me to be, I have no choice. So I pray that you guys have an amazing rest of your Thursday. I love you with the love of Jesus, and there is nothing that you can do about it. And I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, loves.